So for the next 19 years, I invested a lot into that denominational identity. So I was given an identity as a XYZ Christian. As a matter of fact, we didn't even say Christian, we just said as an XYZ. Okay? That was, and you know, you live in that bubble, so it's like an echo chamber. So, you know, everybody supports each other, and, you know, we never really, our beliefs were never really challenged because we didn't challenge our own beliefs, but we examined everybody else's beliefs, and so we were right and everybody else were wrong. So the denomination sought to identify me as an inextricable part of it, and so I believed that was who I am. Okay, it was as if I was the denomination. Me, the denomination, and myself were one and the same. I was personally offended if I thought the denomination was being attacked in any way. Everything was done to not portray the denomination in a negative light. I was diligent in learning the denomination's teachings concerning God and Jesus, and also what they taught concerning who I am. I felt great pride and happiness in my denominational identity, and I embraced it wholeheartedly. There I was having all these opinions about who I am. So while I was in the denomination, my identity evolved. So I became an elder and a deacon and a preacher and an evangelist and a teacher and a leader and a coordinator. So all of these identities were given to me and I assumed them, but those were not my true identity. The reason being, all those things could change. Okay, so I was having all these opinions about who I am, but as I came to discover, none of these opinions and identities were really the true me. At any point in time, those identities could change, and indeed, many of them had changed and did change. It was really an eye-opener to me to discover that my occupations, my denominational membership and offices, and even my behavior, my personality, these were not who I am. I simply was playing the roles. I was adapting my behavior to fit the situation and the circumstances, but that was not who I am. So these roles were like garments, they were like shirts which I wore, some for longer periods than others, but a garment is not the person who wears it, nor is the person their garment. So too was I not these roles that I performed. I performed them, but I was not them. And that, you know, you have to be able to make that distinction, right? You have to be able to make that distinction. When I could see clearly that the question remained, who am I? At some point in time, at some point in our lives, we all need to know who we really are. Unfortunately, there are so many voices telling us who we are, and most of the time, those voices really seek to tell us who they want us to be. You know, people really tell us who we are based on who they want us to be, not who we really are. You know? So the question is there really a way to know who you really are? What's your true identity? Now, I decided that I would inquire of the one person who seemed to know exactly who he really was. This person was not an obscure nor unknown recluse. In fact, he is probably the most widely known man on earth in the history of the earth. And his name is Jesus of Nazareth. Get the full sessions of the New Kosmos Masterclass over at newcosmos.us/masterclass or click on the link in the description below.